Okay, let's bring in Nizar Farsakh, who's a lecturer of international affairs at George Washington University. He kindly joins me from Washington, D.C. Welcome to you, Nizar. I'd like to continue with that point. The United States is the closest ally of Israel. It literally gives Israel money to buy US weapons. If it wanted, it could put pressure on Israel, couldn't it? Why isn't it doing that?
Of course, if it simply doesn't want to. And part of it is, of course, internal domestic politics, the power of the Zionist or pro-Israel lobby. But also, it's important for the U.S. that Israel is victorious. Israel is the main ally in the region. Any semblance of a defeat of Israel is a defeat of the U.S. and its power in the region. So the U.S. is just as invested in Israel's success as Israel is.
So when we hear people like Antony Blinken calling for de-escalation and the British Foreign Secretary David Lammy calling for a ceasefire, I hate to think that my own official might be being disingenuous with me. I mean, are they deceiving us or are they genuine?
No, they're definitely not genuine. They're saying what they're supposed to be saying as diplomats, but they're definitely not walking the walk, right? So this is just fodder for media consumption and for domestic consumption. But if they genuinely wanted the parties to de-escalate, they could put the kind of pressure that would get them to de-escalate.
I've heard differing opinions upon what Israel's motive is here for the assaults with the exploding electronic devices. Some people say this is a preemptive move to an all-out war with Hezbollah, that Benjamin Netanyahu is already so deep into this conflict, he's going to try and eliminate all of his enemies while he can. Others say it's an attempt to try and drag Iran into the conflict. What's your position?
One thing to remember is that the main reason for the war is to re-establish Israeli deterrence. The war in Gaza, the war with Hezbollah is all about having the Israeli public trust its not only its government, but in fact its military establishment and intelligence establishment, that they are actually up to the job of defending Israel. Up until now, they have failed to do so. So I think kind of the qualitative aspect of the terrorist attack in blowing up those mobile or the pagers and the walkie-talkies is to show that Israel has the power of surprise. We should also remember that the scare that the Israelis got on October 7th was precisely that Hamas did something similar, which is they knew what the command and communication structure was. They hit that first, and therefore for 7 hours, the Israeli soldiers on the ground did not have leadership, and therefore they were literally using WhatsApp, communicating with the civilians in those Israeli kibbutz to get some idea of what's happening. So that shock to the Israelis was very big, and therefore this Israeli government wanted to re-establish the faith of the Israeli public in its military and intelligence institutions.
Nizar, I appreciate you coming on, giving us your analysis. My guest this hour, Nizar Farsakh, lecturer of international affairs at George Washington University.